there was an immediate backlash that rival fan bases are going to toss at any rival team that picks up a big name recruit. But in particular, I saw an article, for example, from David Pollack, who I've always considered to be an excellent college football commentator. I don't know that his criticism was necessarily directed at Miami, in that it was just directed in the acquisition of an offensive lineman at the high school level for a reported $2 million. And that was the general theme of his comments, that maybe a quarterback could be worth that much, but an offensive lineman, not really. Again, it was not an evaluation specifically like Jackson Cantwell's overrated or Miami doesn't know what it's doing. It was more about offensive line and the injury factor being a higher possibility.
I mean, what he wouldn't have had word the first to say if Jackson Cantwell would have picked Georgia. Straight like that. And Jackson Cantwell himself said the money was basically the same at all of the finalists. So, I mean, y'all are mad that, you went down to 5 guys trying to get a burger, and we were we ordered and they had I got the last 2 patties, right? So it's like, hey, I wanted to, I haven't eaten all day. I had an extra long meeting. I had to go on site somewhere. Hey man, he got the last burger. I got my money here ready to spend. Like, yo, we got other things on the menu. Onion rings, fries, maybe a chicken sandwich. I'll throw in a milkshake for free. But that thing that you wanted, he got that. But they're mad because it's ridiculous, because the value of that position and the archetype of player is astronomical. It's not like Miami went and got, I just saw on the Magic Twitter machine before we started recording, Frankie Tinilau, former Miami offensive lineman. He's like a kid from Australia, New Zealand, and he moved over to Miami. He's gigantic, but he hadn't really played American football. He was here, transfers out, goes to East Tennessee State University as his next place. And I think that fits for him because, he was a very long-term developmental raw prospect who just happened to be a gigantic human being. Miami did not spend whatever the number was. It wasn't $2 million. So, I mean, and I'll come back to the number point. But they didn't allocate all of these NIL resources to a substandard player. Like when we were talking last week, and even just using our football and sports brains, I know that offensive tackle is a premium position. So too is quarterback. So too is defensive tackle. So too is edge rusher, right? And regardless of what the number is, and it's not what it's been reported to be, it's like to say, oh yeah, well, I wouldn't do that. Okay, fine. You can choose to build your organization in different ways. Look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They said, come hell or high water, we're not getting offensive linemen. It's going to be Joe Burrow hoping and praying that he can get the ball out to these guys and gets injured every goddamn year. And look, you're splitting hairs if you want to talk about drafting Penei Sewell or drafting Jamar Chase. Me, myself, personally, as a Lions fan, I'm glad that they passed on Penei Sewell and he was able to go to the Honolulu Blue and Silver. But you're not going to tell me that a player of that stature at that position does not have value, right? So a couple of things, like I already said. One, y'all are going in the store trying to spend the money, and then you couldn't. So your butt hurt about that. And you're looking in other places and saying these different kind of things, and not specific to Pollock, but now in the micro, but zooming out into the macro, it's very clear how much the potential of Miami being consistently good scares the entire college football landscape. Because there's a single program that consistently has NIL numbers leaked. It's not Tennessee. with $8 million Nico, and we knew that from front, nobody would ever say that, right? So it's not them. It's not O State. Okay, I mean, there was the one at Michigan because Larry Ellison was like, my cousin Bryce Underwood, he's coming to Michigan, and I'm going to pay him whatever. But that's singular. There have been one-offs. But every single time that Miami gets a player, flips John Tavius Wyman from Georgia, oh, how much was the money? Chris Ewald Jr. last year, how much is the money? Jackson Cantwell, before he even committed anywhere, Georgia leaked, and I'm going to say it's Georgia because I'm very confident that it's Georgia. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty certain it's Georgia. They leaked and said, the kid wants money. Money is the main factor. So if he doesn't go to a team like mine, like Georgia, it's individually and exclusively about the money. You see this all of the time in the world of recruiting. Only with Miami. USC then got a whole bunch of great commits recently. And nobody said word the first about their NIL. Nobody's out there leaking stuff on them. It's only and exclusively Miami that is repeated, other than the one-off Bryce Underwood or the one-off insert player here. It's consistent. And the fact that that messaging is consistent, it's not coming from us. It's coming from the others. And it's disrespectful to the process because they're leaking it, trying to get into the 1985 mentality of, oh, what they're doing by paying players is wrong. By leveraging finances in recruitment is wrong, right? So that's part of it. And it's just like, yeah, they're just trying to knock Miami at every single thing. And it even when the players say, the staff was tireless in recruiting me. The relationships here are the best. They do these other things, and these are the reasons why. Because again, as the number one player in America, Jackson Cantwell, I'm telling you, the money was equal everywhere. So if you want to say that all I was doing was chasing a bag, Pete Nakos from On 3, which is what Jackson Cantwell said, not me. Go look at the video. He said that. You're wrong and you don't know shit. Again, not my, well, I mean, I added the expletive on there, but that's what Jackson Cantwell said. It's not what I said. But it's very clear it's a coordinated and repeated system where, damn, dog, it looks like this player that we really want is going to go to Miami. Let's go run to one of our media partners and talk about the money. Which, hey, do it if you want, but ain't going to change nothing.
Okay, a few points for me to bring up. One would be that I refrain from accusing anyone of particularly stating something that they didn't state had the situation been different. That's me. I understand your speculation that David Pollack would not have gone after, but you don't know that. We don't know that.
When was the last time he didn't have word the first say about Bryce Underwood, my cousin Bryce, getting $12 or $15 million because he wasn't considering Georgia. Like, and nah. I mean, I get where you're coming from. He did not say that. He would not have had this player with the Association of Georgia picked Georgia. Because I'm sorry, I'll let you continue, but I'm going to look some stuff up.
Yeah, but I'm just making the simple claim that because we don't have an alternate universe in which Jackson Cantwell picked Georgia, we cannot say that David Pollack. I understand your reasoning. I completely understand your reasoning. But we don't have that alternate universe.